All right, Fight Hype is here with multi-division world champion Shakur Stevenson, who is going to be back in the ring July 6th, back at home against Artem Harutyunyan. Pretty sure I said his name right.
Yeah, yeah.
Shakur, how's it going, bro?
Shit, everything going good. I'm locked in, focused, and I can't wait to put on the show.
So how's camp going? I know your last fight you had, or you were dealing with some kind of injury or something like that. How's this camp going? Are you injury free? Has everything been looking pretty good?
Honestly, this the best I done felt in years. I kind of been pushing myself to the limit. Um, honestly, I just can't wait to show everybody what I've been working on. I think a lot of people count me out. They talk bad about me, and now it's time to show everybody up.
I mean, why do you think they're counting? Is it just based off of that last performance?
Yeah, I think it's based off the last performance, but I don't even think that's fair. I beat a well-rounded, good fighter with one hand, and I made it look clear. So honestly, I don't think it's fair. But uh, judge me on July 6th. That's all I got to say. Catch me at 100%. Let's see what they talking about now.
You mentioned that you don't think it's fair. You talked about the opponent a little bit. And I think a lot of times sometimes fans might not recognize the names or know the credentials of some of the guys who aren't some of the more popular names. Obviously you're fighting Artem Harutyunyan. I love saying that name. Um, but he's a former Olympian, actually won a medal, correct? I believe what, bronze or something like that.
Yep,
And he's from your Olympics, right? The 2016 one?
yep. He
Okay.
was fighting at 141 pounds, and I was fighting at 123.
Okay, so we got two former Olympians, two former Olympic medalists. That doesn't happen very often. Um, do you remember a lot about him going back to the Olympics, or were you just not even paying attention to that time?
Honestly, I was paying attention to myself. I want to say I seen him fight this Azerbaijan dude that was from Cuba though. He's from Cuba. I used to spar with him in camp, and I want to say that Azerbaijan beat him tall, real tall, lanky kind of guy. He beat him, but I think that's the only time I really like. And I ain't really watch it. Like I seen some of it, but in the pros, I only seen him fight Frank Martin.
I was going to bring that up. Obviously, his last fight was against Frank Martin, and clearly Frank Martin just fought this past week. Is there anything you can take away from? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you watch several fights or do tapes. Do you do tape study actually?
Uh, honestly, I'm the type of person I watch like 2, 3 rounds and I see what
Mm,
I need to see. Like
yeah.
I don't really like. I know that a lot of that stuff, like you gotta understand your instincts and stuff is gonna kick in on fight night. So like by the time you get in the ring, a lot of this stuff gonna be naturally kicking in. Now you already seen what you need to see. You see what a guy like to do, and you'll see that up for 3 rounds. But honestly, I just know me at my best. Nobody really could fuck with me, so I ain't really into like just sitting there studying it and watching it and seeing a lot of seeing too much of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel you. Plus, that's time consuming. Who wants to watch a bunch of videos? I know that's what I do for a living, and it's very time consuming. So I'm sure you did see at least a little bit of that fight, that he had with Frank. I mean, that was a very close fight, nip and tuck. I actually think Artem was winning early in the fight, and I don't know if he ran out of steam or obviously Frank Martin might have made an adjustment and just kind of took over towards the end. Um, but it was close. It was very competitive, and I think that kind of shocked a lot of people. Um, were you surprised to see how close and competitive that was, or were you not? Because I know going into the Tank fight, you were kind of making some. I mean, I didn't talk to you, but I know you did a couple interviews making predictions about how that fight would go. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you kind of said Tank, and I'm paraphrasing, Tank was going to dominate that fight, right?
I mean, it went exactly how I said it was gonna go. You're gonna fill him out,
Mm.
um, realize he's not on that level, and just went from there. But with this fight, Man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I tried like I want to keep the fans interested and still hype the fight up, but um I'm on a high level, like I'm on an extremely high level, and that's the way that I feel about myself. Ain't nobody gonna change that about me. Um, that's the work that I put in the gym. I'm 100%. I'm feeling good. Just got out on my level, and I don't mean to like and it doesn't mean that he's a bad fighter. He's actually a good fighter. He's a good boxer. Honestly, if he didn't take that knee in that last round with Frank Martin, he beat Frank Martin. And I ain't even gonna say late in the fight, Frank even took over. It just looked like Artem kind of let off the gas, you could say. But he's a good fighter. It's just like my level, of like where I'm at, how I feel about myself, and I promise you, how I feel is I'm gonna go down as one of the greatest. But I'm going in there to beat him up. I'm gonna make an example out of him.
Do you is that but does that put like extra pressure on you to separate to put on the type of performance to show the people, hey, I told y'all I was on a different level.
Pressure the bust pipe so it makes diamonds, and
Mm.
a lot of people we could sit here and act like it's pressure, but I'm fully prepared. I'm prepared myself the proper way in the boxing gym. I prepared myself in sparring. I'm pushing myself to the limit, and um honestly, I'm even realizing new things about myself and new things that I could do in the ring. And I ain't gonna say it on camera, but truthfully speaking, I'm coming there for blood.
Mm. Mm. Is that based off of I mean, I know like that's kind of your mentality going into every fight, right? Like you
Nah,
going, nah?
nah, it's extra basing it off of people playing with my name and playing with like who I am as a fighter. And like I said, I don't even want to keep talking about it. It is what I'm ready to show everybody, but um, yeah, it's a little bit extra. It's a feeling that I got right now, and I just want to show people 100% of me.
It kind of sounds like you're treating this fight. And again, I don't want to make it sound like you look at fights differently, like, oh, this is a world championship fight and this one's just a tune-up. And it's not that mentality, but it does kind of sound like you're looking at this fight like, all right, like this is very important. Or at least I would say the Shakur Stevenson fans are probably looking at this fight like this is a very important fight because obviously,
It's,
right.
it's very important. I'm going into be a free agent after this fight.
Mm.
This is my last time, as far as we know, fighting on ESPN in front of all these fans, and I just want to punch my way into being a very successful fighter and businessman in the future. So, as far as the market and showing everybody what I'm capable of, I think July 6th is the perfect night to show it.
Do you add any or have any extra motivation going into that fight based off of what you just saw last weekend with Tank and Frank? I mean, obviously, I mean that was a great performance by Tank. It went exactly how you expected it to go. But clearly fans know, okay, well, Frank fought the guy that Shakur fought.
Yeah.
So people are naturally going to try and, draw conclusions off of your performance and, oh, Tank would murder, he'll do this, he'll do that. So again, is there just that extra motivation to say, you know what, I really gotta, I gotta put my stamp on this one.
Honestly, at the end of the day, styles make fights. So, um, my extra motivation is really within the people and the public and everybody playing with my name and talking bad about me and acting like I ain't been that guy for years and years. And then you have one night where you make a fight look easy with one hand, and they act like you're not that guy no more. They act like you just nobody want to even watch you. You ain't entertaining like I ain't been entertaining for several fights before that. So um that's where the motivation comes from now with the fight. Tank just showed that Frank wasn't on his level, and same thing gonna happen to Artem. I'm gonna show him that he's not on my level. Now, do that got anything to do with the fights? within each other. No, it don't, because at the end of the day, that fight was that fight, and my fight is my fight, and styles make fights at the end of the day. So, plus I got so many different sides of me. Like that's the part that people forget and they don't really understand is like, okay, yeah, I do got that in my arsenal where um I watched Floyd, and this no disrespect, I think Floyd is the greatest in the GOAT, but I watched Floyd when he fought Manny Pacquiao, and everybody said it was the most boring fight in the world, and they talk bad about the fight, but like Floyd fighting Pacquiao, why is he trying to fight a fight that would favor Pacquiao? Why would he try to go slug with Pacquiao and bang with him like that? I think that's educated. That's smart. That's using your brain. And that just shows the level that Floyd was on. Floyd is on a higher level where some nights he can come in there, outbox you, make it look easy, give me my easy money. Where the bag at? Let's go to the bank and go get paid type shit. And then some nights he feel like putting punishment on you and beating you up. He beating you up. So I ain't even gonna keep comparing myself to Floyd because that's where everybody try to like. Me and him is two different fighters and two different people. I just looked up to one of the GOATs my entire career. I looked up to him. So I got different sides of me. Like I can go in there. I can, even if I gotta get hit. Okay, cool. We got hit, but we beat the shit out of this dude. That comes with the territory, and honestly, that's how I feel with this fight. I feel as though now I'm gonna just show that other side that y'all forgetting about, the side that everybody act like it's not there. So
yeah, no, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Did you watch any of the Tank and Frank fight, or did you just catch the highlights?
hell no, I watch that shit. I'm a boxer.
Okay.
I pay attention. I pay
I mean,
attention.
I just sometimes rivals be like, nah, I ain't watched that. I ain't watched that fight. So,
Nah, that's
I
just
just
why wouldn't you watch the person that you're gonna be fighting in the future? You gotta like see,
mhm.
like okay, especially when it's like them type of fights, like it's the best versus the best. Yeah, you gotta pay attention. Go see what you see. Go see, pay
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Well, obviously, without giving away any secrets or anything like that, what did you think of the performance by Tank, or was it was it more something Frank didn't do right, or was it a combination of both?
Honestly, with that fight, it just looked like an amateur versus a pro.
Mm.
Um, and this is like people think that I be hating on Frank, or like I don't got no hatred towards that dude. Uh I thought he did the best that he could with the ability that he got. So I'm doing the interview, bro. I got you, Lola. But I thought he did the best that he could with like the abilities that he got. But at the end of the day, it still was a professional versus an amateur. It's like I explain it like this: like when I'm in the gym and I spar with like the amateur kids, right? What you want to do is you want to let the amateurs waste energy. You want to let them waste their energy early, so the amateurs will be throwing and getting off and feeling like they doing something, but then they gas out. And then once they gas out, it's time to step it up on them and beat them up. And that's how I looked at that fight. It was more so like, and this is like no disrespect to Frank, but he just didn't know the high level shit to do that could help him in the situations that he was in. And he also didn't really listen to his corner. It was some things that I felt Derrick James was saying. Like he told him one time, when you get in the corner, like know what you're gonna do. And you seen when he got in the corner, he really didn't know what he was gonna do. He just sat there and stayed there and kind of let Tank punch on him. And like I said, it's no shots at Frank Martin, but I'm just speaking like on the fight. It just was a professional fighter versus an amateur.
That's actually a great description. It did kind of feel a little bit like that, and I don't know if that's because
A
of
high level professional too. Like I ain't The
Right.
nigga is a great fighter too. So a high level professional versus an amateur fighter.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's what I was going to say is I think some of that comes with the different level of experience, right?
Yeah,
And I don't necessarily know if it's just the experience inside the ring. I sometimes I think just getting underneath those big lights,
yeah.
especially on that stage, MGM Grand, 100th fight. I think Frank handled himself pretty good all week during fight week, but I
Yo,
just
did you come to my fight with Valdez?
no, the Valdez one. No, I missed that. I missed that.
Ooh, you
I
should have
missed
came to
that.
that shit.
How was that?
That was a moment right there. That was like some shit like everybody in the arena cheering against me, like the whole everybody. I'm like, any punch he thrown, like the crowd is so loud, but like
Right.
people don't understand. Like you got to be like built for them type of moments. I agree with like what you're saying. Like you got to be. Well, look,
Yeah, you good.
uh, but you got to be like built for them type of moments where it's like you got to be able to stay composed. You got to
Mm,
be able to like. I feel like with Frank, it was a lot of nervous energy and like it was just a bigger moment than he ever like really truthfully been in. So yeah, nah, I agree with that. I think like that kind of did play a part. But all in all, it still come down to like the boxing experience too, like what he has been doing in the gyms and who his sparring partners was, and like not even just for this fight, it would have been like over the years, like you had to be being in the gym with like other really good fighters to like get your level to get that high to be able to fight at that type of level.
right. Yeah, I think there were some. I mean, I definitely noticed some in ring mistakes. Yeah, it felt like he kept circling the same way, which kind of became predictable. And Tank started licking his chops. Look at you smiling. You probably saw that too. Yeah, there were a couple things where I just felt like, yeah, the experience. Tank is just on a different level. But I thought Tank looked. I will say this: he looks very comfortable under those lights now. More comfortable, I feel like, than I've ever really seen him under those lights. I mean, he always looks fine, but he looks like he's really trying to like really own the big fight moments now. I'm just curious, do you feel as comfortable when you get up underneath, the T-Mobile arenas, the MGMs, or are there moments that still kind of surprise? Like I'm sure when you fought Valdez, like that didn't surprise you when his fans were going crazy and everything, or is this just normal for you?
I think that shit normal. That shit feel like sparring to me.
Mm,
To be honest, so I think about it when you sparring and you in the gym, it ain't really nobody else there. What's the difference? Like, it's a lot of people there. Only thing that could really, if you thinking about that, like if you were in the back of your brain, like, oh, it's a lot of people watching me. I mean, I feel like that's some like soft ass shit. But like me, it's like shit. Like at the end of the day, you prepare yourself, right? So when you going out there, what you done in your preparation is gonna show up that night, the day of the fight. So what the fuck is the point of even thinking about anything else besides what's in front of you? But like that's really my mindset. I kind of just be focused on what's in front of me. When I was fighting Valdez, every punch he threw, I'm telling you, like I'm in there, I could hear them screaming so loud, but I'm like, shit. Mind you, we got the arena, we sold that shit out. Like
mm-hmm.
the arena is packed. But I was the villain. I'm the person that they going against. But truthfully, honestly, I was just so comfortable. Like it felt like I've been here before. Like I think when I was a kid, when I used to go like overseas, I used to always fight the fighter that was from that country
Mm-hmm.
in the finals. So when I fight them in the finals, it'd be like, or even in the Olympics. I fought Brazil the first day in the Olympics, and you could hear, and we're in Brazil, you can hear how loud the crowd is. You can hear like it's just like so normal for me, just like being that villain and just being in that arena. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just mano y mano. It's you and that person. So I don't even think none of that shit really even matters. Um, I just my main thoughts always be like it's another day in the office.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you prefer being the villain? Because obviously on July 6th, you're not going to be the villain then, you're going to be the hometown hero. So is there a preference on what you prefer to be?
I like being a villain.
Mm,
I enjoy the Valdez fight more than like going back and fighting the Yoshino fight. But don't get me wrong, I appreciate like my fans and like the people from North that come out to support me. But you'll just hear so much dumb shit in the crowd when like you at home and like you hear people saying dumb shit. Everybody think they a motherfucking a coach or some shit, so they
right.
telling you every. But you can hear that shit. But like when I was fighting Valdez, you can't hear nobody cheering for me. Like I didn't hear Bud, I didn't hear nobody. All you hear is like all of the Mexicans in the arena screaming loud as hell, and like every time he did something, you could hear them. But I kind of like that more. Kind of like kept me locked in. It kind
Yeah.
of made me go to like another level. Like I bet, all
Hmm.
right, y'all gonna keep screaming. I want to shut y'all up. Like, I want to quiet y'all up. By the end of the fight, now you hear everybody quiet and
Right.
on my way out of the arena, they cursing me out, talking shit to me, and I'm like, shit.
That shit feel good,
Yes.
huh? So who's gonna be the villain when you and Tank fight?
I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. I mean, we gotta take it one step at a time. So right now, we gotta punch our way into what we want to be,
mm,
and going into the market and being a free agent, I want to come off an amazing performance. So I'm putting the pressure on myself. That's where the pressure lies at. People don't even realize like I really don't give a fuck about dumb little shit. Kind of gets to me, but I kind of got like a thing with myself, which is why like sometimes I be apologizing after like bad performances or something. Like shit, I apologize because it's like within me. Like I'm feeling like I didn't perform to the best of my ability, so that's why I apologize or some shit like that. But with that fight, I don't know. We'll see when we get there.
feel like this is a different Shakur Stevenson, a more patient Shakur Stevenson from the Shakur Stevenson pre-retirement. Um, is that how you're starting to feel right now? Like you're just kind of looking at some of these fights. I mean, obviously, people are starting to, they're talking a little bit more about you and Tank fighting, but I think Tank is kind of making it clear, like, yeah, I'm gonna fight him, but not right now, right? So it seems like you like you're kind of like, all right, whatever, it is what it is. Well, I mean, we gonna fight eventually, but there's no need for me to keep calling his name and keep pressing.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like I said, whenever he call and pick up the phone, and like he's not gonna call me and pick up the phone, like that ain't never gonna happen. But
Mm.
whenever his people reach out, I'll be ready. I'm sitting back and be ready. But honestly, it's a hell of a fight. It's so many people that don't think that I could do it. So many people, and I love that the most. That's the best part about it. But um, we ain't even there yet. We right now we gonna focus on Artem. Artem is the fighter that's in front of us, and we just seen him going there with Frank Martin, and he damn near upset everybody. So honestly, yeah, we gotta go get rid of that dude first.